Next right here. Let's draw lines now. We're going to go over and then up. And then right here for the feet, let's draw two steps.
Nice look at this run back out past the 40 to the 50 for the flag is down. It's Ronnie Rivers. He gets all the way out to the 50. The flag is all the way back to the 28-yard line. And would have been a 42-yard return, but it's coming back.
Holding the city team number 56. 10-yard penalty for the final foul. First down, Los Angeles.
Sean Dolyatra. This is the 13th overtime game this season. 9 of the teams have chosen what the Seahawks have done to be the team to kick off. Terry, what do you see on that?
So on the coin toss out, you heard Seattle say the play. This is not the play. That's either kick or receive or choose to go to the plan. They clearly wanted to kick and get the ball set.
In other words, the burn is cooking. So here we go. Each second into the extra period. The pull on the right side. He goes out to the end and he slides his way close to a curve. Stop the yard shot. Second and one. Just so physical after the catch. 6'2". A lot of people don't realize 6'2", 216 pounds. And he's got the speed to be able to pull away, but that's not just physicality. There's just the last 5 possessions. With 3 straight 3-outs, it's what they're going to do for Seattle to get back into this game. The team is now caught 10 for 177 and a touchdown. Second and 1. Stafford comes back the other way, finds the open man there. That's a first down. Caught by Purim in the backfield. Long, slow, developing play. Usually that's a levels concept where he's going to throw to his left. Instead, a great call here by Sean McVay, going all the way back with that arm strength to Matthew Stafford to get it to Blake Purim. Everybody sinking back into coverage deep, especially towards number 12 there. Minute 13. Now, hasn't seen any action tonight. It's Tutu Atwell. He's wide left. Stafford under pressure, avoids the sack, fires downfield, and that's incomplete. Pass intended there for Ferguson. Second and 10.
Yeah, he broke free and just a bust into coverage because the play took so long and he was able to shake away from Leonard Williams. Watch 18. There's nobody at that second level of that defense. A linebacker didn't sink. Safety's not there. Once Stafford got away from Williams, he tried to get his feet set to make an accurate throw, but the ball just got away from him a bit.
On a second and 10. Protection's good. Deep pass, flag is thrown. For the moment, Mule picked off an incomplete. Who is the penalty on? Julian Love with the coverage.
Illegal contact. Defense number 13. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
It's a whole lot better than pass interference. It's on Ernest Jones. So 5-yard penalty.
Terry, watch this. Just a little touch right there. That's the push. Terry says, yep, good call.
Just enough.
Just enough.
To the 47. First and 10. On the ground. Gain of maybe 4 to the 49 of Seattle. That's Purim carry. Haley.
Guys, the Seattle secondary is more and more short-handed. Nick Emmanwori, the jack of all trades for that defense, he's being evaluated for concussion right now. With Willer, the rotational corner, he's questionable to return with knee injury. And of course, you have Corey Bryant to take care of it.
Right, you got O'Connor in there, and you got Nehemiah Pritchard, who's barely played tonight, who is in there. Second and 6. Stafford under pressure again. It is incomplete. And almost did he pick it off? Did he pick it off is the question. That's Ernest Jones. The deflected pass. He got it. We'll look again. It's off like Porter's hands, and for a moment they can celebrate.
Again, this ball is thrown just a little bit high. Purim is not the biggest part of the 5'8", holding off of his hands. And the former Ram, Ernest Jones, who you know how fired up he is for this game, to get his hands underneath and secure this ball.
An interception is under further review. All right, the ball touches the ground. Does he have control of it? Terry says no.
Here's a great one for you, Terry, here. The point of that ball, let's see, does he protect it? Incomplete.
That's incomplete, guys.
No change. So the premature celebration as they ran down to the cameras, to the corner, in the end zone. They'll come back. That was a 2nd and 6, which would make it a 3rd and 6. Just when you turn this back over.
Not enough time to get those forearms and elbows together to protect the football from hitting the surface.
Essentially, it's a control. We are here. We're down to the official right now. So now you're back to a 3rd and 6.
Well, let's not forget this play. If they ended up converting and going down and scoring, I mean, what a quick reaction by Jones. Like I said, the former Ram, he would have wanted nothing better to be able to make that play. And here's Stanford, and this offense, another shot here, 3rd and 6. And again, you look for 12. You use them as a decoy to open up someone else, and you still just say, hey, we're going to go to it regardless. It's off to the left.
The back is Williams. So the first circle. Stafford looking that way. Throw away. And it is caught. Flag is thrown though. Another flag on the other side of the field.
The penalty is declined as the return to play is first down Los Angeles.
Play Mate lined up offside.
They threw it to him regardless. We said, if they're going to go to him or use him as a decoy, they said, hey, we know we're going to try to stop it. In fact, they used Leonard Williams to try to get into that throwing lane. You see him there. And you see Sean McVay running down. He does that quite a bit. Sometimes he doesn't. He goes right by him.
A great shake. You on the Purim now on the sideline. When the crew is on the sideline, and that's a great sight for the defense, isn't it?
And here he comes. A great takeoff that they're going to run the football. But he's on the sideline.
Grab a moment of extra.
Seahawks are running at 60. 2nd and 9.
The last 3 games for 32 is 7 for 160-72 against Arizona, 9 for 181 against Detroit, and now tonight 11 for 184 against the Seahawks defense so far.
Tonight, doing all year long. Play. Stafford fires. Nakua again. Nakua will take it to the end zone. Luka Nakua, 41 yards. Stafford 457. Nakua is now 225 receiving yards.
And what a job by Matthew Stafford of waiting for the second window to be able to make this throw. Ernest Jones, who just came up with the interception, watch him drop into this lane, his roster. He's got to wait for him to clear. Not now, but right there. Nobody throws that ball better than Matthew Stafford. That in-breaking big route at about 18 yards. Waited till he cleared Jones and made a great throw out in front of him for that touchdown.
Davis's extra point is good, which means the Seahawks get the ball. They need a touchdown, and you can figure out whether they want to kick the extra point and send the game over to 2. Once it gets 2, he's good. Passes time 54-58, just in 41.
Unbelievable job. He just knew it was a matter of time until he had a chance to make a difference. He's been doing it all along. Matthew Stafford, I showed you where 13 was. He was sitting in that spot because Stafford once again used his eyes to move Ernest Jones where he wanted him, and it threw the ball away from him right to where it'd be in front of the field if he ever scored that play. 133 yards after the catch tonight alone for Puka to do it.
He came in second to Jackson Smith and Jigba in receiving yards. He's closed that gap. Smith and Jigba with 75 receiving yards tonight. Hey, look, how about the offensive line? The Stafford's had a lot of time to grow. Yep. I'm not sure it's in particular.
You know the saying, big time players make big plays in big games. We've seen that tonight with 12.
His 51st comeback of this sort. So the Seahawks will now have to go 65 yards. Have a chance to try to game a win game. Darnold, 17-28. 2 picks, 1 touchdown. 221 yards. He will help the Rams more than the Seahawks. Season 4 have already won the first game, so he's 1-1. First things first. Walker. Get around the corner. Yeah, only 3 yards. Ford makes the tackle there.
This defense sits in an opportunity, obviously, here. Seattle along with their big unit. You haven't seen a lot of 13 from them. But 1 back, 3 tight ends trying to go heavy that time with Kenneth Walker. He actually bounced the other way, away from the tight ends. He gets some positive yards.
Only advantage is that going second, obviously, because everything is scored on a territory. On the 39-yard line. Play action. Scramble. Rolling along the sideline. Because Jigba, did he make it in pass? Because he's looking at each other. And he does. First down, 44-yard line.
Yeah, 2 things there. Good job if there's pressure against him. Don't be turning. Arnold gets away from it. And this is Smith. Jackson Smith and Jigba. Great footwork. Great awareness. Kind of slowed down, throttled down before he got close to the sideline. It gave the quarterback a great target to be able to make that throw. He didn't have to worry about his feet because he already throttled down.
He now has 92 receiving yards on the 44-yard line. Darnold has to pull that one away. Sack, chased by Ford, 2nd and 10.
This defensive line really just having their way. Kobe Turner, 2-4. We've seen Jared Lewis getting in there, Byron Young.
And one reason, of course, is that the number 1 left tackle, Charles Cross, has been out.
Not able to play tonight. Josh Jones hasn't played a ton of football this year. He's had to step in. They can use the tight end or like the chip on that side.
This way, up in the spot the other way. The play clock is 1. Darnold fires, and it's incomplete. Brother wants the flag, and there is a flag that comes in later. And then you'll pour with the covers on the way as he got it.
It looked like he grabbed the arm there. Let's take a look at Forbes, who has that link. A lot of times he's able to work around the body and use those long arms. But here he hooks that right arm right there and turns it away from the ball. So good ball by the official, right on top of it.
Seahawks have 39-yard line. Right formation on the ground. Walker still 2-3 yard difficulty to land.
You got to be very careful. You got to run the ball. You're just used to everybody, each quarterback's throwing it, making plays. He's great receivers. We saw Kenneth Walker hit a trace in a blink of an eye, go about 40 yards for a touchdown earlier. So this Rams defensive line has got to be very careful with the linebackers being gap sound when they hand that ball to 9. It's not just about rushing their quarterback, Sam Darnold.
Up to 100 rushing yards tonight. 64 receiving. On the snap, Darnold hangs in. Darnold under pressure, throws along the sideline. No, yes, it's a holding catch. Cooper Kupp making the grab. Wow, fabulous.
Great throw, watch the right foot just toe tap. Get the left foot down, the right toe tap right there. And who better than Cooper Kupp to be able to make that throw than Sam Darnold? An excellent throw.
3-16, gain of 21. Darnold over the middle, sails through the underneath. Route by Charbonnet. Second down, short knees, gets the tackle. Second and 8. So Cooper Kupp with that fumble at the end of the first half. Comes back, makes a great play, sets him up with 4 minutes left in the overtime. Again, if they tie the game, the Rams get the ball back. He's going to the 10-minute mark. Second down and 8. Play fake, rolls, looks, throws, caught inside the 10-yard line to Martyr the tight end.
Now, I really think Seattle, because of the loss in week 11, and they're looking at the time, it would make a lot of sense to me. Instead of tying, if they first thing is score a touchdown, shot it off. The doctor would decide to go for 2.
And he knows right now, if he winds up with a tie, the Rams still would have the edge. Because they had won the game, they were winner of the tie. Of course, they lost to the tie with the Seahawks.
So he's telling Clay Kubiak, get that 2-point play ready would be my guess.
The best you've ever pulled. Third down and 3. Inside the 5 goes Charbonnet for a first and goal. And that seems to be where we're headed right now. First and goal. Put it on the 4-yard line.
Great job there on 3rd and 3. The interior getting a good push. And how about the vision that time by Charbonnet? Like the Rams get a call timeout.
Each team has 2 to the timeout with 3:17 left in the 5th quarter. And Rams Seahawks winner controls their path to the NFC number 1 seed. Seahawks still haven't clinched their playoff. 2 more games to go for them after tonight in Carolina. And then in San Francisco. So this could be the last time this game is just being called.
I mean, we're week 16. They're on a short week. They're playing to get to the top of the NFC West, maybe a number 1 seed. And how many we're in overtime? It's coming down to this.
What a good ass for us.
These guys are leaving it out there.
First and goal. Donald, play fake, looks, throws, Smith and Jigba. Now comes the drama.
What a try by Sam Darnold. They're not hesitating. Here's Frank Kubiak. Like we said, I guarantee you Mike McDonald said, hey, Frank, we get in here and score. Give us your best 2-point play.
They scored on the wackiest 2-point conversion you'll ever see earlier. Where do they go here?
Well, the guy that just made their touchdown would be a great place to look. He's off to the right. They try to isolate him on his own. Rams going to call another timeout.
Yep, isolate him on Forbes. If they wanted to see how they were going to line up, he did.
Here's the touchdown now. What a job by Darnold with a nice play fake and a good job of separating by JSN. No receptions in the first half. All 96 yards and a touchdown in the second half. But coming to defense a little bit, number 14. Now this game is going sideways. The turnovers, he sure has responded here. this second half when he's had his chances.
And he capped it off.
From a 3% chance to win.
Comes down to this. One play. One time. Give me a slip and jiggle. Not on a string there. Charlotte is the back. Cup moving back and forth. And now you got the Seattle.
Okay. It's almost like in basketball. Let's see what they're in.
Right.
Timeout.
They don't get the face off at first. Now McDonald sees what they line up as.
They've not moved the ball at that right hand. The play they want, they're not going to change. Maybe a different formation, personnel movement. This is, I mean, think about what's at stake here. We talked about it all night, the number one seed here. It comes down, like you say, this one play.
This is it. This is it. Make no mistake. 2-point try. Here comes that 2-point play. 3 receivers this time. They changed the formation. 3 to the right. Corner in motion. Darlow throws. Caught for the 2 points. Eric Sauber. They throw to a guy who hadn't made a catch or was targeted all night long. What a game. That's one for the ages right there.
Unbelievable. Just take it all in. What a scene. One of the best venues in the NFL. Comes down to the 2-point play, and we show you how close this was to being tipped to the line of scrimmage. You're not going to believe it.
So the Seattle Seahawks have the number 1 seed in their hands. Without the number 1.
And let's look at how this play was developed. Remember, you talked about how the 3 receivers to the right, the tight end leaks. Look how close Kobe Turner came to knocking that ball down. But I'll tell you, Slover deserves a lot of credit for being patient before he delays and comes out. Just wait. Got completely lost by coverage. Did a nice job of looking it off, looking towards that 3 receiver side, and almost like a check down. Came back to the backside, found the answer to hit that 2-point conversion. A good for him.
Half injury on IR until last week. Signs a 1-year extension the other day. He's already paid the biggest dividend. Don't call his name all night long. There he is, 38-37. The voice of a lot of guys tonight.
He knows how close he came to knocking that ball, getting his hand on it. 2 of the best right there.
No question. Neither has his 40th birthday yet, so Sean McVay now goes to Atlanta. Goes up against Arizona, Seattle. 2 on theirs, Cup. And Stafford, of course, the 2 of them made some magic 4 years ago. Sam Darnold wins huge one. And he goes to our postgame show. I'm sure these don't go anywhere at the Jason Penny postgame show after these messages.
Phagwah in the NFL, but because of that mishap, and it took so long to keep the field goal with 2 timeouts, the Bears have to really go onside kick here. Otherwise, they would get it back maybe to like 45 seconds left. So it's sealed the decision. Try the outside kick. It's laying around. Got to pick it up. And it's loose. Who's going to get it? Are you serious? It's
than an 8% chance all year, and somehow the Bears get it. Unbelievable. Blackwell on the recovery. 1 in 12 chance. Another fourth quarter. Oh my God, Dobbs got it. He takes his eye off the ball. And at that point, there's so many black jerseys around the ball. I can picture most sure-handed players out there. Dobbs is certainly that for the Packers. But a huge mistake here at the end.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
Carlos Santos has done it before, by the way. This is third successful onside kick of his career. Dobbs got hurt at the end of that play. Can you imagine this? The Bears have had 5 cardiac wins on the year, comeback wins, most in the league. They stay alive with an onside kick they probably didn't want to do, but had no choice. But they need a touchdown. 2 timeouts and 1:56 left against a Packers team that hasn't allowed one yet today.
This Packers defense played so well. There's been zero momentum for this Bears offense all day, except for that onside kick. Now they got a little juice. We'll see if they can use it. Caleb is so dangerous with his legs. Again, these receivers are going to get fatigued.
They're going to throw. They're coming outside the commit. Makes the catch up to midfield. He goes. Short game, going to pick up 3 o'clock runs.
Yeah, and time is not a huge factor at this point. They're so ahead of schedule with 2 timeouts. 50 yards with 1:40 left is an eternity. At some point, you're going to have to hit a seam ball, an in cut. And Caleb's going to use his legs to extend some of these plays.
The throw here. Rogers got the first down. Chicago down to 40 for him, and he's got 10.
And that's the area of the field that is easily exploited by this defense. They try to play a lot of coverage to help their corners out. The middle of that defense is very exposed. That's where Loveland, the Met, can work.
Get a 4-man rush. Williams will take it over to Swift. He gets away from one. Good run by Swift. He's going to be a little short of the first. 1:04 to go, and a timeout is called. Everyone catch their breath.
Yeah, interesting use of a timeout there. I almost think there's...
We'll be right back after this message from State Farm.
Having insurance is the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the leadership of this captain, but getting that captain.
Fly motion on the porch, guys! Missed again.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Close that timeout.
1:05 to go. There's 1 timeout left.
Yeah, kind of, in my opinion, kind of an interesting use of a timeout there by Ben Johnson. I feel like the Packers D is a little bit on the ropes. You know, you get a second and 2, another opportunity to get a first down, you could clock it, but chose to use a second timeout there.
Williams going deep finish.
Leaping grab from DJ Moore down to the 12. As I said, you're going to need an input. They found it there plenty of time. Everybody keep their poise. You don't want to score too fast.
43 seconds to go. Caleb Williams looking for the equalizer. Fires. He's at about 36 seconds left.
Watch DJ Moore go up here on the top shelf. Valentine in coverage. Called an in-cut, in-to-go dagger. A lot of different terms in football. But an absolute strike for Caleb. And on the next play, you got Loveland working on this short little out-cut. Gets him out of bounds. Nice throw. It's a little more surgical. That's what you want to see from the quarterback position.
2 weeks ago in Green Bay, Ben Johnson said if they scored, they were going for 2. You can bet your bottom dollar he's doing it again if they can get it. Second down. Williams looking from the corner, incomplete. You can't see a intended receiver that time. And now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, he had him. He just needed absolute perfect throw. Woven outside on the pylon. He let that one go high and inside. A little dangerous. There's definitely enough separation. But maybe it's the wind. Maybe it's just an inaccurate throw. Poor mechanics. Got 2 more chances. Obviously, time's a factor, but the Bears can get a first down here after 2. You know they're looking for the score. 3rd and 4. Williams backpedaling, lofting, to pull off the goalpost. And now comes down to this. Yeah, good choice. Rashawn Gary free on the blitz pickup. Caleb does a good job of getting the ball out of his hands, not taking a sack, and now it just comes down to one play. Crazy. Your best play, you got Ben Johnson. Your best defensive call, Jeff Hafley. An entire division on the line in one play. Good shot at the bottom. Lumber and DJ Moore. Those are your go-to guys. Williams, pressure, throwing, points in there, and touchdown, J.J. Walker, unbelievable. Unbelievable is right. Williams with his Steph Curry impression, that fadeaway, wrapped up in the communication coverage. Walker comes down with it. They tried an all-out pressure. No help. Miscommunication. Nixon thinks he has the guy that breaks inside. And nobody at coverage. They aren't going for 2. They're going to try the extra point to tie. Santos to tie it up. It's up and good. Unreal. The Bears had a 0.5% chance to win from the onside kick. Unbelievable. And today Walker, who played 8 snaps the entire year, catches the equalizing touchdown. You know these guys up here, that means there's one more in protection they can't handle. So everyone is free in the back part of the end zone. They've got to communicate that snap receiver well. Dixon and Fuller go. And then you just kind of throw a little fadeaway jump shot. Frustration and a great play by the undrafted rookie. Coming from nowhere. I had to look down at my depth chart going, whoa. Amazing. What? Amazing. And I kind of like that thought by Ben Johnson. You got a little momentum, you got the crowd on your side, and they're still in the backup point. Now, Leibow's has played awesome, but now he's in a highly pressurized situation. I don't know what you do for the home team. I gotta say, I'm surprised though. Yeah, I thought he'd go for 2, but he ties it up, and now we got it. Well, last game, 2 weeks ago, we asked him because there was a similar situation. Caleb threw the interception to Nixon, and we said in the production meeting, called for 3 to go to the John Ryder was. Doesn't he taken down 17 seconds left. Is there any world in which you're trying to throw this into these wings and yourself for a long field goal? Cut now, right? 3 timeouts. What do you think? I think they're going to overtime. I think it's just too much to put on. I don't know, maybe take one shot on hit cut. Tough into that wind condition. They would need to get the ball about 40 to 43 yards, 17 seconds, 3 chunk passes. You could do it. It doesn't hurt because they only have 1 timeout. They can't stop it. We'll see what they got. Malik Willis. Puts her in his face. Steps away and he's sacked. Montez Sweat gets home. No. Great effort shot by Sweat to bring down Willis. And so it takes us to the end of regulation. Yeah, he got kind of buckled. That's what I saw in the sack. Standing in the pocket, trying to hold on to it a little bit longer. And then Sweat kind of collapses his body on him. Oh, went down hard on that play. This place is electric. Oh, man, so much momentum by that onside kick. Bringing this stadium, bringing this city to life. What a game. Josh Blackwell recovered the onside kick. And then a 4th down to Dave Walker. Gets open. And here we are. Overtime. Okay, gentlemen, the regular season for overtime, we play 1 quarter of up to 10 minutes. as both teams get a chance to possess the ball. Unless one team keeps it for the whole 10 minutes, or unless there's a defensive score. Fourth quarter time rules apply. Each team gets 2 timeouts, and there's no coaches challenges. All 3 plays come from upstairs, okay? Green Bay, you'll call a point. That's a head. The tail is the call. Heads is the call. Heads is the call. It's a tail, you win. You want to kick. You want to kick. Which way you want to go? Okay, stay just as you are. Chicago 1 good kick. Green Bay receives down here. Good luck, Cameron. There you go. Packers will get the ball first. We head to OT. First place in the NFC North on the line when we come back.
We're in overtime at Soldier Field, and the Green Bay Packers are without their starting quarterback, Jordan Love, and this is why. After that hit, he was ruled out with a concussion, and now Malik Willis. Before we got to overtime with that body slam there, he came right over to the sidelines, Kevin and Tom, and Green Bay athletic training staff told him right away, throw the ball. Tom, you saw him throwing the ball on the sideline. What did you see?
Yeah, the mechanics looked a little different. He was definitely straining. He came right down on that right shoulder. We'll see how much he gets out there.
You see the young man, Jake Wilson. He gets fired up quickly. Well, this is going to be obviously big. Aaron said earlier in the game that they don't have a third available quarterback. Yeah. So it's all on Malik Willis. Number overtime. Each team will possession. 16 all. First place on the line. Let's go.
This place is absolutely on fire. What it's going to be from Coach North in this direction. Get him. His legs are still fine, that's for sure. But heavy dose to this run game. He's giving a shot. Try to keep on the ground and ear strength.
Here is Wilson on the ground. Fighting his way forward to as many as he can get. He'll take 3 that time.
Yeah, Tremaine Edmonds just running straight through the middle of the offensive backfield. Nobody there to pick up the weak side linebacker. No Josh Jacobs in the game. A lot of injuries. This Packers team has held and withstood. See if they can do it again.
Willis on play action. Look at the throw. What does he have in that arm? Perfect pass is what he had. Unreal with Jaden Reed. That was something in the Bears territory. He grabs 31.
Nice route. Jaden Reed ends up working on Kevin Meyer. The safety goes in, and then a sail concept back to the outside. Meyer just hard to stick with him. And again, Malik Willis, terrific fundamentals. Feet are underneath him, totally balanced, and an absolutely perfect throw when his team needed it.
Now you see Romeo Dobbs with a wrist injury. He's questionable return, so maybe add another injury for Green Bay. And we haven't seen Jacobs in overtime. First down. Going to get to Williams, and he's sitting on the way and trying to get that into that speed. He's going to pick up a few.
Again, just using all available bodies. Literally, whoever has a pulse for Green Bay is going to get a handoff. someone touch it and do something other than the usual suspects. I mean, what resilience by this Packers team. So well coached by Coach LaFleur, Coach Hapley, come in this environment. Some crazy bounces at the end of the game, but man, they are right in it.
Second and 7. Willis comes in underneath, and a good call and catch going to be a little short that time. Fontanian Wicks, who makes the grab. The second one for him today. Now a third down and short coming your way.
Yeah, just good job by Willis seeing the field. That's the one question I was thought, how well does he kind of see with his vision? Very good, accurate throw. Again, more zone defense by Dennis Allen just requires these receivers to know what? Find a little spot in the zone, and the quarterback lifts it.
down in the play clock was.
I think the Packers will timeout. Matt LaFleur called one of his 2 timeouts. Well, this one's been great, obviously. More good stuff tomorrow. The Chargers and their postseason push full throttle against Dak and the Cowboys. Jags take on the Broncos. It's a good one, too. Other action as well. Check your local listings game in your area only on Fox. Got to top this one. 16 all. Packers Bears in overtime. Packers got it first. The winner will be in first place in the North and the number 2 overall seed in the NFC. So that big sticks at all. It's all on the line. How cool are these games coming out to defending onside kicks and 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s, making field goals. This has been a great football game. Jumbo formation. Nothing too fancy. Probably just an inside handoff to Wilson. Surges forward, but he's not going to get there. TJ Edwards snuffed it out, and now a big decision for Matt LaFleur. Well, so much for that. Thinking it was just going to be an inside run. They tried to get a little fancy. A little play action boot. Use Wilson's legs. Oh no, and Edwards comes out of there and says, not on my watch, bro. Here I am. Face to face. TV, normally this is a field goal, obviously, but with that into that wind, they're going to go. Impossible. Ball is loose. Picked up. And the Packers going to stop. Fumbled exchange mounted on the motion. Not sure if he's trying to give it to him or not. But the exchange between Ryan and Willis again. There are so few times the backup quarterback and the starting center are taking snaps. Dennis Allen, then the break. What a play, and Coach LaFleur on the opposite side of the field in total disbelief. The fundamentals snapping to the quarterback in this situation, devastating. So now, any score wins. 6:10 remaining in overtime. Caleb Williams. Looking. Now some pressure. And turns around and fires it out of bounds. I mean, just think about the 2 games these teams have played in 3 weeks. And Lambeau a couple weeks ago was a great game, and then this was the end of it. Keyshawn Nixon with a pick in the end, the final seconds, and the Packers win it. Today, Green Bay's just going to recover an onside kick. Bears do that, and then they hit the undrafted rookie, Janae Walker, who had barely seen the field goal here on a 4th down touchdown to send it to overtime, and now they get a chance to win it. Swift. Didn't look like a lot there. And somehow made it a 7-yard run. Packers hit the ball, but the signal here is down. Oh, Packers got it. The initial signal from the near side was that the runner was down. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, it's super close. Let's see. Replay. Come down on Walker. He's still on. He's definitely down. He's 100%. The runner was down by contact. He's out for a long time. What a run by Swift. Contacted him 2 yards downfield. And his drive and power, he's just been such an unheralded star to this offense. You don't see him as this power runner, but man, does he run powerfully. It's now 3rd and 3. Another guy in the game in the backfield. Here is another guy. Oh, Packer territory. A ton of misdirection. Thank God for McKinney coming out of the middle of the field and getting the guy on the field, but that could have been it. That would have been a foot race with Valentine and Nixon. A third down run, not surprised Ben Johnson calls that. He does that more than any offensive coordinator. And certainly with these guys in the backfield, the trust he's got with his offensive linemen and his backs is pretty awesome to watch.
On the fake, Williams looking downfield, watching downfield, going for it all. It is DJ Mule.
They go for the jugular. DJ Moore on the field post. On play action, mixing an absolutely 10 out of 10, A+ throw for Caleb Williams. He knew it when he let it go. That ball's in the air a long time. He's thinking, go get it, DJ. Go track it down, big guy. The throw of Caleb Williams' life. The catch of DJ Moore's life. What a scene.
One of the most improbable wins in regular season history. A walk-off for the Bears, and Tom Rinaldi is with one of the heroes, DJ Moore.
If we can get to him right now, DJ, how would you describe what it took to win that game?
It's a lot. Ups and downs on our side, but we put it in. Made us happen.
On the onside kick, you guys get the possession, you stop them, take me through the touchdown pass they wanted.
But now,
Yeah.
we worked on it in practice. I seen the look. Nobody back deep. I just got my ass up. Look, that's what we kill.
This has been such a challenging nemesis, the Packers against the Bears. I see the nod. What does it mean to get this one, DJ?
It means a lot. And at the end of the day, against the Packers always.
Well done, DJ. Well done. Go and enjoy it.
Appreciate it.
What just happened? Unbelievable, the Chicago Bears exercising all the Packers demons in a game they had no business winning. Let's go back to Tom with Caleb.
Caleb, we just talked to DJ. Take us through what you saw on the pass that won it.
Yeah. It's a hell of a player. It's a hell of a, I want to start off, that's a hell of a team over there, a playoff team. You know, we'll probably see them again. But that's the play that Coach and I, we were sitting in his office, one of those meetings, and we discussed that play. You know, it's funny how it worked out. But, you know, hell of a job by everybody to be able to make this play happen. Coaches, players, everybody in the building.
You've talked over and over with us about the power of belief, the belief that's built with this group. What was the belief when you recovered the onside kick?
Yeah, we know, I've said it multiple times, we're a team that's going to fight to the end. And there was too much time on the clock.
And you did, and you got it done. Congratulations, Caleb. Great work.
Awesome, thank you, the best.
David?
Tom, well done. Holy cow, one of the best regular season games you'll ever see. And the city of Chicago says the Bears are for real. What a win in overtime thriller.
Take third, 4 yards out. Gibbs flanking the quarterback. Over to Gibbs, he's wide open. Easy touchdown. Lions are in. Just watch this. These two guys on defense are going to have to guard him and Firkser. You got Gibbs and Firkser. As soon as Firkser releases outside, it's too late. And you can't get there. Moon. And that's really on Moon, just not being prepared for a quick release stuff. The running back is going to walk for that. Moon just signed off the Carolina practice squad this week, brought back to Pittsburgh. where you spent time, and the extra point by Bates is good. They just went 68 yards, Tony, in 2.5 minutes. And this game, that was a chess match early on. Yep, they're just wide open now. I'd like to welcome the audience that just joined us. Been watching the Texans and the Raiders, with the Texans holding on for a 23-21 victory. We've got a wild fourth quarter game going on here in Detroit. Jared Goff just threw his third touchdown of the afternoon.
Well, you said you just signed from the practice squad from another team, and now you're playing. TJ Watt's injury, Herb Big is out. You got to play multiple people on a big play. I don't mind targeting those guys when they just show up, because they're going to be possibly a little late to understand the defense, and it showed it.
Goff now with 30 of 45 attempts for 311 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Well, he did it again. That's out of set the record for 10-game stretch.
Well, one thing he has done too, he
11 games.
He's tied. That's correct. He's just tied with his first touchdown in this game today. That made it now 21 straight games with a touchdown pass. That happened on the pass to Tesla. We talked about that earlier.
Yes.
So he ties the Stafford franchise record. Sneakily doing great things. Name doesn't come to the forefront all the time. Not the much flash.
Not the other guys. Should be the MVP, but the record and win this game.
For those that just joined us, Warren just returned that he has had 2 rushes, 45 yards for touchdown in this game. Did you see Aaron Rodgers' numbers are good too? Warren averaging 10 yards a carry in this one. There's Stafford with that 21-game streak with touchdown pass. So they've only rushed for 18 yards today.
Do you think that puts pressure on the defense? Yes, but Aaron Rodgers answered the bell every time this has happened. Detroit keeps putting pressure on him in this third, fourth quarter, especially the fourth quarter right now. Can they answer the bell again?
Hand off to John Smith. And Maddox trying to bring him down. They need some help.
Arthur Smith, incredible to start these drive starters, back-to-back drives.
How about Liam Cohen and the Jacksonville Jaguars have now made it official. They've defeated Denver out of the Mile High City and finished off their 11-game home winning streak, and the streak they had going on all season long. And now Denver drops to 12-3. New England's at Baltimore tonight, and Jacksonville is there within 1 game of the best record in the AFC.
Who would have thought?
Incredible.
Excellent. Carolina. Impressive. Well,
First and 10. Fake the handoff, and they're going over to Washington. And he runs over one defender, Reed, who's already been shaken up one time. He takes another big blow. It goes for 13. It was Washington who ran into him that knocked Reed out of the game briefly before.
watch the fake, but look at Aaron Rodgers' eyes. He's going to no-look this. Hey, everyone, run over here to the left while I throw the ball way out over here. Could have thrown a little bit better ball with no look, if I'm honest, but look at that. And nobody wants to tackle this guy, Jim.
Especially TJ
Twice
Reed.
my size.
Yep.
Because I've gotten so skinny, I think that's probably the thing I got to price my weight. My wife says, so, that's totally true. Just buy that.
Timeout call by Pittsburgh.
That'll be their last one, which wasn't a big deal when they were up by 2 scores, but it's very uncomfortable.
Great. Tracy, down to you.
Jim, the Steelers could use a long drive here because after that touchdown by the Lions, this defense was gassed. There's oxygen being taken on the sideline. Cam Hayward wasn't even in the game on that touchdown because he was so gassed. So certainly they could use the offense to stay on the field here and give them time to regroup.
Meantime, the Detroit defense needs to make a stop. Now, they can hold them to a field goal and still be mathematically in the game at 8.
And for the people who joined us, that did not look like that was going to happen about 5 minutes ago in this game.
You might know the real time. But the run fits are the issue. They've got to be able to get the run fits on defense and figure that out. Because it's coming. Run Smith behind them, and they toss it to the tight end. Lining up in the backfield, got a flag out as he takes it for about 10 yards. This is a big call right here.
Holi, number 98, defense. 5 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic.
Wow. DJ Reader, this defense for the last month just can't stop anybody, Tony. Well, so much of it, that's just Sean McVay being Sean McVay. But today, it's these safeties. You got to remember how many guys are out for the season. And the run fits, I keep talking about it, have just not held up. They are not in their position. Now, I do think Shepard has done a great job adjusting today, but not the run game in the second half. They gave up 519 to the Rams. Thanks to a 470. They're going to go right back to this, Jim. Cover one. We'll go back to who we are, touch strength, see it again. It's getting well. And there's a play made. That's McNeil. McNeil with the stop. You've got a plan coming into a game. You tried to do it. But here's the funny part. Everyone right here, they didn't want to do this. Go ahead and run that. They're going to play the run. They always overload the box. And coordinators and quarterbacks know we can throw the ball down the field. Not now. They're going to go back to who they are. Goff just wants a chance with it being a one-score game. Wants a chance. And the defense do something here with 2:25 to go. Second and 11. The game well. He's got about 3. He's got a 3rd and 8 coming up, and a timeout ball right here by the Lions. Left with 1 now. Well, we have a moment tonight on CBS 60 Minutes. Treks to Mount Everest. Then a CBS News special, Bob Ryder, Scenes from a Life. Followed by the finale of The Road plus Boston Blue tonight on CBS. 3rd and 8. We've seen so many conversions today by the Pittsburgh Steelers. A number that were 3rd and 10 plus. They got a running back who ripped up 2 45-yard touchdown runs. The first Pittsburgh running back to do that. 2 rushes of 45 yards plus in a game since Frenchie Phagwah 55 years ago. So this is a monster play. Game's over if they get the first down. 3rd and 8. Pressure. Rodgers heaves it, and it's thrown away. I'm not so sure. It's the first time I've seen today, Jim. The veteran might have made a mistake. Run into the pocket, move up 3 yards, and take a sack. Throwing it away gives them an extra timeout. 2:09 to go, and out comes Phagwah to try to make it an 8-point lead. It's going to be a 36-yard attempt. Because if he takes a sack, it goes down to 2 minutes. Now, I'd be making sure that they return this kickoff because you're trying to hope it gets down within 2 minutes. They don't get 2 timeouts. Another Detroit defender. This is Asante Maddox, who's been solid after all the injuries. They could go for that. We've been talking over and over again about the safeties. Just remind our audience that they had one of the great tandems in the league coming into the season. Maybe it's good to do Ryan Branch and Kirby Joseph as well, both out for the year. So he's wobbly as he heads back to the sideline, and now Oswald trying to make it an 8-point lead. He's already made 1 from 59, one off his career long, 1 from 23. This could be 37 yards. He's waiting on the hole. Goes and snaps it back, and the kick by Boswell. Oh no! No good. rocking. Snap was a little low. Arthur Smith, Danny Smith, not loving it. Big thud. We can hear from up here. And the Steelers are rejected. And now Detroit can drive down the field and win it with a touchdown. Assuming there's no time left for Pittsburgh to do anything. If they're able to do that, Goff's given his chance. He was begging for it. There you go, your low snap, Tony. That affects it. Here we go, Jim. Oh, I was hoping to hear that one more time from the 27. Handoff Gibbs. They got him by the uniform, and he's going to be dropped for another loss. Take us to the 2-minute warning. Come down to the wire, right to the finish. Steelers and Lions. The Anthem on CBS is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Even by McDonald's. Everyone united and standing for these last 2 minutes, including Santa and the Grinch, who reminder to kick off Patriots and Ravens. Kicks off at 8:22 on NBC. Here's a 2nd and 13. Oh, that's wide of the mark. Now you got 3rd and 13. Zylstra was the target. Well, Sawyer, the defensive end, basically is going to guard the tight end. He's in for TJ Watt. And they did the zone blitz. And impressive at the 4th-round pick from Ohio State. Had a couple of flash plays today. Not exactly ideal right here for the Lions. His first 2 plays after getting the big break off the missed field goal. They got 2 plays to pick up 13 yards and stay in it. Top right there. Picks up 12 to Zylstra. Now you're going to have a 4th and 2. He's going to take his time to go make sure they get everybody aligned for this one. Game comes down to this play right now. Pittsburgh emptying the bucket with all their blitzes and pressures. And Goff reads this one out. Throws it low and away. And I think he caught it. Ooh, that's close. That is close. Definitely contact with the ground there. Was it a control reception? Was it under control by Zylstra? Seems to right there, but Craig has an arm underneath it. A hand underneath it. I mean, huge decision here as this is being looked at. Will it be 4th and 2? All right, Gene, I don't know. What do you see here?
Really, really close, Jim. I see Zylstra when he's tucking it away. That left hand does seem to be underneath of it, but then from one other angle, when he's starting to roll that hand underneath, there is some contact with the ground in the ball. This is a pretty good angle there. And then there, you see almost that the football kind of moves the second time. So really, really close play. Wouldn't want to just jump out there now and say it's in the Philly, just completely conclusive that it is a catch. He is controlling it there. But we see that second bump right there, guys, where I don't know if that's the football laying down. Remember, it has to be conclusive to overturn. To me, that doesn't jump off the screen as an incompletion.
And again, he did have a hand underneath it on the other end of the football on the far nose. So it'll be the 4th and 13 or 4th and 12, depending on how the officials see it. 4th and 13 or 4th and 2. 4th and 2 will certainly be manageable. And Gene, I think you had it. I think it had to be. It was so close, it probably couldn't overturn it there.
Yeah, Jim, I think you stay within those parameters when you get the plays like this, and I think that's a good job by replay.
Okay, here you go, Tony. 4th and 2.
I think they're going for it.
Right, I like it.
The biggest thing is how aggressive do you want to be with your Pittsburgh? You end the game right now, but you can also give up an explosive.
I think you kind of play this like simulated pressure that they've been doing, but you got to be protective of a big play. Make him still drive the field. I'm on in motion. Stay in the game. Got to pick up a first. Down the middle, tip, incomplete. The Steelers make the play. Oh, the flag comes out. Two of them late. Duggar was on the coverage of Jamison Williams. This is the correct call. You can see it in real time. Duggar gets there just barely early. And this is that aggressiveness I talk about. Do you want to end the game right now? Take a look right here. That's what occurred. Number 29. That was pretty revealing, that replay right there, Gene Sterigor. In the end zone, you can see the right arm by Duggar, and he's turning the receiver, Jim. So not just a hand there, materially affecting with that restriction to the right arm. That's a really good call. Duggar, who made the play for the safety at the start of the second half. It's a 14-yard penalty. And they got a new set of downs. Then one timeout in the pocket with 1:24 to go. Goff has thrown for 158 yards in this quarter. 322 for the day. On first down. He is dropped. The flag's down. He is dropped at the 39-yard line. Are they calling holding or tripping? Tripping.
Number 56.
You can see Highsmith, he knew it right after he did it. Right here, sticks his foot out. It's accidental. It's okay. Watch Highsmith's reaction. He's going to go, no, after he does this. He's like, oh, why did I do that? I'll bring the football to him all the way to the Steelers' 36-yard line. Monster call right there. And like I said, Highsmith knew it. Yep. 119 to play. Crawford trouble. And that ball deflected. Highsmith again with the pressure. And Highsmith has played an outstanding football game today. Just watch on this left side. He's going against, these are two outstanding tackles, premier tackles. And he pushes Decker right back in to Goff. And if you needed a guy to show up today, it was him, having TJ Watt and Herbig up. Gibbs lines up wide to the right. Now they're going to bring it in. And nobody motions limits. You know it, so. Over to Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra. He's got a blocker out in front. Amon-Ra to the 20. Big push from behind. He's down to the 10-yard line as we approach a minute to go. Ed Walken, the new center, was out there and helped him throw a great block. Picks up 24. What a play call. The big moment. Inside 50 seconds to go. Call to the end zone. That's in the direction of Tesla. Now, they ran to the line of scrimmage. Did they have to be that chaotic right there? Well, I think what happens, you'll see the motion. Gibbs goes, Penny Sewell gets out, and he's able to get up on the corner. But it's really the perfect play call versus the coverage. Give Dan Campbell credit, but to get up there that quick, Jim, to your point, it was mostly because you could catch them not being able to get a play call in. And they had a chance, if they ran cover zero, good throwaway. And down here with Amon-Ra, St. Brown's first reception of the half. Down to the 12. For a 2nd and 10. And cover zero means everyone blitzes, no help. Barely got that off in time. Tesla to the 10, to the 5, and down to the 1-yard line. Patrick Queen kept them out of the end zone. I'd get up quick right now and run a play. Don't use the timeout. Get up on the ball. Hand the ball off, then use the timeout. And again, Steelers, if they get any time, they'll have no timeouts to play with. Here with 25 seconds. Goff rolling, throwing, wide open. St. Brown with the touchdown. And the Lions have come all the way back. There is a flag. Could they be calling it on interference?
Number 18 offense.
To this place went wild.
Tugger is late to come down because they're blitzing everyone. So now he's got to get out there and cover the flat, and it's a pick by the offense.
That will back them to the 11-yard line with 22 seconds. They still have that timeout to play with. 11 yards from victory.
Looking like cover zero again, Jay, which means all out pressure.
And it just got a little more difficult.
Number 65, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down. The center flinched on this one.
And back to the 16 they go.
And this happens when everyone starts to run up there to blitz because you're like, oh, I don't know. How am I going to get to my guy? Take a look as everyone comes running up on the outside, inside, and there is the flinch.
Who said it was going to be easy? From the 16. First and goal, 22 seconds.
They got to back out here.
Across the middle, they've got Gibbs. He's tackled at the 8-yard line. They'll take it. They better hurry up and take it. They do. At 13 seconds. Maybe they'll put a second or two back on the clock. I thought I saw them calling for it sooner. They just had 16 seconds, so they do. They had 3 seconds. Look at this. Under Tomlin, never lost when leading by at least 12 points in the fourth quarter. And they led with 5 minutes to go by 12.
I don't think we're getting a tie today. It's the only time ever. What a game.
Just a crazy week in the NFL. The wackiest year ever. Been spectacular to watch. Is there another phenomenal comeback to go into the books?
Lions need it, to say the least.
They have no timeouts. Clock reset at 16. Second and goal. They're 9 yards away. Goff retreats to the 15. Looking, fires, incomplete. Nothing was there. Jameson Williams was a couple of steps to the right of that throw.
Pittsburgh elected to drop 8 guys. Only 3 guys are rushing. Goff right here knows with the time on the clock that he can't run up and get tackled right at the 5. The game would be over. Aaron, you can see the nerves, seasons, everything. Here it comes.
Now,
Cannot run the ball as a quarterback. Cannot take a sack.
now 11 seconds. Looking, back to the end zone. Oh, incomplete. Tesla, who makes all these acrobatic catches, had one earlier today, had it for just a sliver of a second.
This was an incredible throw by Goff and almost an incredible catch because that's what you're going to have to do in this situation because they're dropping everybody. Wow.
Okay, Tony, is all people say that it all comes down to this? This is what they really are talking about. This situation right here. The king of the fourth downs. Campbell and the Lions. Can they pull it off with the season in the balance? Goff fires at the 1. He didn't get across, but there were flags down. Ball hits up with the hand. Oh, here goes the cross. Did they have a whistle first?
There's so many things on this level that I just saw. Could be offensive pass interference, actually. And then they actually did score. When did the whistle get blown? Oh, too much for me. You go ahead.
This is like the 2-point play in Seattle the other night.
Yeah, exactly.
What is going on here?
This could be on the offense. I know everyone expects it to be on the defense. I'm just saying it could be.
The Steelers bench is out onto the field. I mean, they basically are like ready to walk in as if they won it and heading home for a victory. Is this going to be a call against Pittsburgh to keep this game alive? Goff is making an appeal. Probably wanted to point out, hey, I scooped up the ball and scored anyway. explaining it now to Jared. You got all these possibilities, Tony, including offensive pass interference, which some believe on that Pittsburgh sideline that's going to be the call, which would be the game over because Amana didn't score anyway. So this is getting all kinds of looks, I'm sure, from New York as well. It's being reviewed. And then coughing it up with the football. Will this be the play that will usurp the crazy 2-point conversion by Seattle? Is that possible? Rogers thinks it's over.
They're discussing it because it's a unique rule.
They're looking up here.
They're going to call offensive pass interference.
Let's hear the call right here. What a major call.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown. However, on the offense, by rule, that penalty is not enforced, and there is no replay. The game is over. OPI, the 14, negates the penalty. There is no replay. The game is over.
The OPI ends it. They even conceded, Gene, that Goff had scored a touchdown. As bizarre as it gets.
Yeah, 100%. In the NFL, offensive fouls with time expired do not extend. I was looking to see, and they may have been discussing whether there was progress on St. Brown and whether there was time, but once Carl Shepard said the ruling was touchdown, we knew that time had expired. You see the OPI by St. Brown there. And as I said, the game was at 0 whenever Goff scored, so that is end of game. We don't extend on offensive penalties with 0 on the clock.
You know, the players are still standing on the field. The Lions players are looking up at the big board, watching the replay over and over again, and incredulous. Trying to figure out what just happened. How about the effort right there, by the way, and the presence of mind for Goff to fly into the end zone, all for naught. I just sit here and watch this and you say,
I mean, this is such a huge moment for seasons for these teams, and all of a sudden, St. Brown doing that. Jalen Ramsey going to the nickel because Eccles was out. What a game by him right there.
Tracy, it's all yours.
I mean, Aaron and I are in disbelief down here. How would you describe that one, Aaron?
Chaos. I mean, I was a part of a game 13 years ago that had this kind of chaos.
So are we.
Some replacement referees, though. I mean, just watching it now, looks like there's no PI. Looks like he's stopped. 4 players are stopped. But a lot of crazy game. We had another PI on the touchdown. So happy to get a win. We played great in the second half on offense. Picked up our defense. And they came up with a big sign.
What is it about this offense right now? It seems to be clicking at just the right time.
We can come at you a lot of different ways. We ran for 200 yards today. Jalen had a fantastic game, but we had some fly sweeps to Kenny. There were some tosses to Janu. Art was mixing it up really well. Guys battled through some injuries. Dylan played really good at that tackle. Spence was battling some injuries. DK made some plays. Adam Thielen made some big plays. We were wavering on 3rd down today. And, you know, we should have scored more points because we had touchdowns take off the board. Didn't convert another one down here, but feels good to win. Everybody's picking us to lose, right?
There you go. But how can you take this in terms of going down the stretch of the season and trying to make it into the playoffs?
I'll tell you, we're going to enjoy this one. I'm going to enjoy this because I played there a lot of years. I had some incredible memories, especially 10 years ago in this stadium. And I'm going to enjoy this one, and we're going to turn on the Sunday night game and root for the Patriots.
You deserve this. Enjoy.
Thank you.
A great summation. Great job by Aaron Rodgers today. He had the Motown Miracle and just the Motown Magic. As you look at the AFC playoff picture, the Steelers go to 9-6. And next week we'll play at Cleveland. Meanwhile, on the NFC side, by virtue of the Lions losing, guess what? The Bears and the 49ers are in the playoffs. They are in, and the Lions' hopes are hanging by a thread. Afraid, thread. Just barely. Patriots and Raiders are coming up on NBC. Just a wild finish. That ended it right there, basically. Everything that followed didn't matter. The push-off by St. Brown. The Steelers have won 3 in a row. At Baltimore, against Miami, at Detroit. Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes for Tony and Tracy and Gene. Jim Nance saying so long from Detroit. Merry Christmas, everyone. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.
Right now, doesn't it? Because a field goal means the Bears likely to get the ball back with the hammer and a chance to go win the game. So each first down puts more control in the hands of Kyle Shanahan.
We know if you leave the Bears a little bit of time this year, what's been happening? Use check in motion. Still Purdy with a clean run. It's free. It's the one chase to the pylon. Touchdown! The Niners take the lead.
There it is, Mike. You're going to see these linebackers react down the time. Here's the dig I was talking about. They react up to that underneath route. It was a sheer move. The linebacker that time, Edwards, reacted up, left the hole that he was supposed to have covered in the middle of that defense, and there it goes. Unbelievable. Kyle Shanahan saw it. He saw exactly what I saw, which is those linebackers now are trying to take away the little stuff. We're going to get them with the big stuff.
Huge extra point to make it a 4-point game. And Pinheiro nails it. Brock Purdy, 303 yards, 3 touchdown passes, 2 touchdown runs. Who's got the most TDs this year for the San Francisco 49ers? Jaquan Jennings. This one puts them up 4 with 2:15 to go. What a great night here at Santa Clara. Our SMN storyline. Caleb Williams, 281 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Bears. One to retake the lead earlier. Christian McCaffrey, the lead leader in yards from scrimmage with 181 and a touchdown. Luther Burton has stepped up tonight. The rookie has 119-yard, 1 touchdown game. Brock Purdy for the second consecutive game, 5 total touchdowns. He threw 5 against Indy. Tonight it's throwing 3, running 2. The latest giving San Francisco a 4-point lead. 2:15 to go. The faithful are rocking Levi's, but they know that guy has done it. Over this year, the Bears have come back 6 times in the fourth quarter. And with 2:15 left, the folks who write the script have done it again. The Bears get the ball down 4 with around 2 to go. The end zone of the Bears drive to start at the 35. It's happened against the Raiders and the Commanders. It's happened in Cincinnati and then against the Giants at Soldier Field. It's happened in Minneapolis and last week on a Saturday night. If you were watching, you know exactly what you were doing, watching the improbable comeback for the Bears, who were down 10 with 5+ to go. Field goal, onside kick, touchdown, overtime winner. Can they do it again? Here we go.
Remember, the 49ers really struggle trying to rush the passer.
Fewest sacks in the league. None tonight. It begins with a DeAndre Swift run for 5 to the 40-yard line. That will take us to the 2-minute warning. All 3 timeouts. The Bears, buoyed by the confidence of been there, done it before. Can they do it again? Or will the Niners continue to have control of the path to the #1 seed? Final 2. Coming up. Coming up, it's the Chevrolet postgame. We will have the schedule for Week 18. You don't have this. We're dying to see it. Melissa will talk to the stars of the game and the top storylines from week 17, and we'll look ahead to the finale, game 272 next week on Sunday Night Football. So here we go, final 2 minutes in Santa Clara, battling to get right back on this field in 6 weeks of the Super Bowl, trying to do it from their home stadiums, trying to get that number 1 seed. Chris, how much confidence do the Bears bring out to the field, knowing they've done this 6 times this year?
Honestly, I think they'd rather be in their position than the 49ers position right now.
Really?
I really do. Somebody, the game's gone. Why would you not? Unless you've got 4 downs in every situation.
A couple of timeouts. DeAndre Swift is the back. Boone is running properly alive. Caleb Williams back. Running towards Swift incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. Rookie flag in the secondary on the far side of the field. Chase Lucas will bring the ball to the 45-yard line.
Chase Lucas in the game because of the injury to Upton Stout, and Terrell Luter in the game because Bernardo Green was hurt coming into this game. So a couple of backups in there. There is the contact.
Contact after that 5-yard belt. Terry Holi confirms with us the direct call. Bears snap it just shy of the 45.
Really needs some action. Bryce Huff here. He is the one edge rusher that could get it done for San Francisco.
Bottom of the screen, 47. He's contained. His pass is deflected. It's incomplete. Big hands of Alfred Collins getting up to bat it away. Rookie second-round pick out of Texas sets up 2nd down.
Take a look. We've seen this throughout the course of the night, and they are big plays. It takes a lot of energy for those 300-pound plus guys to get their hands up at the end of a game like this and the end of a pass rush.
Luther Burton, 119 yards on the sideline. Two tight ends in the game for Chicago. 2nd and 10. Trying to stick with the 4-man rush. As Williams goes to the Swift down the field. He's 3 shy of the first down, 48-yard line. Clock spins, final 100 seconds. 3rd and call it 4 for the Bears.
Last time they were in this situation, D. Winters, number 53, the linebacker, was a spy, making sure Caleb Williams did not get out.
And they want to look at over, trying to make sure you have the right play, not trying to get the right number of people out. Timeout taken. In San Francisco, to confuse it, needed to stop it. And they take the timeout to make sure they are in line here. 124 to go.
The tough thing about that timeout, though, is if you get in one of those situations where you've got to be able to stop it for an entire series, you may not be able to do that, but I guess no choice there. This is one of the plays of the game right now.
10 guys out there. Robert's trying to get his defense. And after that last play, you saw one of the defensive linemen asking out as he was a little gashed there, and maybe that caused some of that confusion.
Well, what we've seen for the last few weeks here is that nobody's throwing at Diamador Lenore, number 2, at the bottom of the screen down here. They are going to take their shots going the other way, either against Chase Lucas or Terrell Luter, 26 or 28.
Kyle Manunga is coming to the game. He'll be the running back for the Bears. Luther Burton is back in the game. He's at the top of the screen. This is 3rd and 4 for Chicago. Williams escaping the pocket, taking off, running for the 1st down, getting to the sideline, and getting the 1st down at the 45-yard line. So the wheels of Williams keep the change moving.
It was a terrific job on the outside by Manunga, the receiver. The running back went out. Instead of coming back and trying to block, he turned up the field, which took his coverage with him. Gave Williams just enough room to pick up that 1st. And this is going perfectly for the Chicago Bears. They have plenty of time here. They can take their time. They have the timeout. They're eating up the clock so San Francisco can't use it the other way.
Minute 17 left. Swift is the back. Pressure comes. The throw dropped by Mulled.
His first drop. first drop of the year right there. He has 4 catches without a drop than anybody at the tight end position this year, and dropped the key one because they caught him in that slot blitz again. Williams has been doing this so well all night long. They fire that slot blitz, they throw right behind it, he just not execute the catch.
That was an off-target throw by Williams as well. See Fred Warner on the sideline. And he'd love to be out there. 2nd and 10. Williams in the middle incomplete. Will come out. Mustafa was flying down towards the tight end. In 3rd and 10 with a tough time to go.
Oh boy, here's where it gets interesting now. We'll see whether or not we get deep winners with the spy in the middle of the field again. But just what we know about Caleb Williams, he's going somewhere here.
Those team that keep these drives alive, we use those. Burton and Walker, the receivers, top of the street. Burton and Munson. Here comes some pressure. He's out. Burton stops on the down. Turns forward for the first down. What a run by Burton. Just shy of the 30-yard line with exactly a minute left in regulation. Big time play by the rookie.
They're going quick. I'm not so sure I wouldn't have burned one of my timeouts right there. He got a lot of clock here just trying to walk up to the line of scrimmage.
25 seconds left in regulation. Williams throws it. It's one. By Burton, 26-yard line. Ben Johnson, timeout. 39 seconds to go. Bears have 26. Down 4.
This is why Luther Burton was my favorite receiver coming out, because his ability to create after the catch, just get the ball in his hand short of the first down marker and let him go to work. He did it in college. He's been doing it in the NFL, and I feel like people have missed it. I really do. And I started digging into some of the numbers and the statistics, and they say that he was in the top 5 of all receivers in production when he's on the field.
You can see it. Had him in motion there. 8 catches on his 8 targets for 138 yards. 17 grenades has come in the game. In place of J.A. Walker, who more experience on the field, although the grenades only caught 2 balls this year. Kick return. Just to 40 seconds remaining in regulation. 2nd and 5. Bears trying to do it again. Here comes the pressure. Williams going to try to run away. He throws on the run. A bounce to the grenade.
So they bring the pressure. He does a great job getting out of it. Yes, he's fading away from this, but it is a wide open throw again. And right in this area, you see all the pressure. He gets away. He's fading away from it. But there is a wide open wide receiver that's at least number 3 in this game that he is completely missed. I mean, by a lot.
And no named Speedy might end up scoring on that play. 3rd and 5. 36 seconds remaining. 9 from the line. Here they come. The throw again to Burton. Can't pull it in. They brought him in motion again. Chase Lucas makes the play. It's 4th down.
Well, we've had 2 rookies in big situations, make plays and miss plays. And this is what they desperately needed. Lovewood had one, Burton had one, and now somebody is going to have to be that guy.
Timeout Chicago. And Johnson going to take one here. You know, we have little time remaining, even with those 2 timeouts. They weren't going to get the ball back. So that's what you want to make sure you get everybody rested, get to your best play here. Still have a timeout in your pocket, needing to score a touchdown.
Most quarterbacks in this situation that have the kind of mobility that Caleb Williams has, I would prefer to drop him back, try to create space, try and create some lanes to run up the middle and pick up the first down. I don't feel that way about Caleb Williams. He's most comfortable outside the pocket, getting a chance to attack the line of scrimmage, run pass kind of situation. My guess is that's what you see here. But The guy that has been probably the most dependable in these situations has been Colston Lovely. He's a rookie. He's missed one already. And he has been the guy that I think throughout the course of the season probably would have the most confidence in. Zero blitz like they're bringing the house. Drop out.
And Williams looking. It's caught. It's rumbling inside the 15 to the 13. They stay alive. 25 seconds left. Timeout Chicago, their last. The Cardiac Bears keep it going again.
One of the problems with making these blitzes, right, is now you got to sprint out to your coverage. Well, that gave Loveland a chance to work, but this guy's sprinting wildly over here. He's got his eyes on the quarterback. You can see him looking around, and Loveland able to take advantage and just fade out of there and make an easy completion. Nice job by Jalen Williams.
I talked to the strategy there. Out of timeouts. 26 seconds left. What do you have to be thinking about? Do they have to be to the end zone?
They certainly do not. You have plenty of time, but I don't want to throw with their back turned to the end line. If I'm going to throw short of the end line, I want to do it when they're running short. And they get a chance for a catch and run from somebody like Louis Burton, who is so elusive out there.
First and 10 for the Bears. 25 seconds left. Williams is chased. He throws it incomplete. Got rid of it as the pressure was on. And they had him head in. He did not escape. Wanu nosing around the backfield.
Yeah, all of those had their backs turned to the goal line. Even if they caught it, they would have been short, and you would have basically held all the time out. I think you're either throwing it in the end zone or you're throwing some seam, some slant, or you get a chance to catch and run. Still time here. 21 seconds, plenty of time. Complete it anywhere you want and get up and spike the ball or call another play.
Walker and DJ's on top of the screen. Time to the block. Second and 10. Williams goes underneath. It's a round catch. And Sled, he's got the first down, but he's short. There's 13 seconds left. They've got to get up there and spike it. It is a first down, but they've got to spike it. They're looking at one play if they can't get it. They'll take the snap to the clock with 4 seconds remaining. And the Bears probably have one play left. Oh, they try to hook it loud and Buffalo to Swift.
Down north of Lamore, they have not asked him to do much because they just simply don't attack him. But Lamore makes a huge tackle on this one. He is one-on-one. He has to do it against Swift, who is a running back quality, elusive kind of guy. They have to play perfectly. Lamore makes the tackle, and we're down to this.
San Francisco should time out if they want to take a picture of what they're doing and take the timeout. Kyle Shanahan has walked down for a look. 4 seconds left, second and goal. Here is Williams. He's going to throw to the end zone. The clock is expired. Williams keeps the play alive. He's looking. He's going to get rid of it. Retreating throws. Incomplete. It's over. There's a ball. Injured in the end zone. One finally strikes midnight on these Bears. Kyle Shanahan, 49ers, win here next Sunday in Seattle. And the rest of the Super Bowl, the NFC, comes through the place where they'll play the Super Bowl. Back to the knee. He's trying to put some weight on it, walking off. Here's the last play. Williams trying to keep it alive. Chased by Bryce Hunt. Got away once. Got away again. Everything was coming with him. Just couldn't get enough on it. As he
trying to reach, and they look at another end of regulation drama. Hence, for the receiver. Brendan Goddard and their relentless future for Martyrs is there at the end. Alex Mustafa and his team finally comes up with a big play. Tatum Latoon, the linebacker, stepped into Fred Porter's role. Take care now of the defensive side of the left. He's checked this offense. Carried the load. Here's 500 yards gained by San Francisco. Dale Williams and the end there needed one more lifetime. From 32 coming up. Chevrolet postgame week 18 schedule coming up from Santa Clara after these messages. Another helmet change, perhaps back to the original. Outside out, 53 to go. Balky just inside the yard line. And then Gainwell to the back. Now this skin on the screen. It's Gainwell running right, trying to the corner. Touchdown! Start on third down early. Chris Boswell answers twice. Opposable. The extra point is good, and the Steelers lead by 3 with 3:49 left in regulation.
Mason McCormick here, and he's got to get all the way out to this block right there. Watch him hustle and get on top of that. That is such a difficult block, and executed that one perfectly. No holding call, got his hands in there a bit, and got him down when needed.
Mike Talbot with that play down near the goal line with a 2-yard run. And Gainwell's got a Super Bowl ring from Philadelphia last year. Aaron Rodgers put the Steelers defense in position. If they'll lose Houston here next Monday night. Still out of time. 3:49, 3 timeouts. And the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP.
And remember what this offense has been for Baltimore tonight. It's been 2 big plays. 2 big pass plays by Lamar Jackson. Other than that. So now you put the ball in Lamar Jackson and say it is time MVP.
Weston goes back now along with Ravens regular return man, Keith Mitchell. That's the man who's taken. Wester's running. Now just after the 25-yard line. Up to 3 with 3:43 to go.
Yes, and he is so positive, so communicative with his defense down here, getting up in his flush spaces with Ken Hayward and Nick Herbig. And he's saying, I'm watching you all. And then he's talking about smashing the run. He even goes up to guys and says, you good? Answer it. He's he is loving the physicality that they are bringing.
Ravens try. Starts at 27. Derrick Henry inside. Nothing. Another play by the 36-year-old captain, Caregiver.
Well, remember what they did on the last and threw the ball on first down. That was one of those plays. After they come out on Derrick Henry on first down, they did. Now backs up against the wall. Now you have to allow Lamar to either get on the edge or get creative with some kind of spread.
Henry, Jackson in the middle, caught by Ricard, the fullback. His first reception, 2nd target of the year. What a time for that. To the 37-yard line, it's a first down, 2:45 to go.
Ricard said, "What are you doing?" That is what you do sometimes in coverage. You just look certain. You just go, okay, I know Ricard's not going to catch the ball, and then he does. They got a first down.
Well, they are replay assisting this short. If they replay assist this is short, it should be third down. The run for down play, so the announcement was different than the down pass. And it is third down. The clock gets paused here at 2:34. The administrative reset of all the chains. And we'll start on the whistle. Third and one. Say Flowers again! Say Flowers! Inside the 20! He's gonna go! There is a flag on the far side of the field. Let's see what that is. The Ravens react as though it is on. And the Ravens get the Steelers the same way for the quarter.
Defense number 24. That penalty's declined. No players touchdown.
Unbelievable. Zay Flowers, the defense again.
They got up to the line of scrimmage quickly. They faked a little pitch out there to Henry, and they got the clear out route on the outside by Devontae Walker, and nobody picked up the number one receiving threat for Ravens.
By far. And we move now for an extra point. And he nails it, so the Steelers are going to need a touchdown. 4:20 to score, 2:20 to go. Wild fourth quarter for the North.
I thought I was watching a replay of the first half. Got that down the field and over there, and there is nobody in the middle of the field. Look at that. I mean, you could stop that. That is as big an area as I have ever seen wide open on a football field.
The fourth league change of the game, the third in the fourth quarter.
Zay Flowers had to be as shocked as anybody out there.
Jalen Ramsey looking around like, where is everybody? Wow. Flowers, couple of touchdowns, 138 yards on the night. And it's given the Ravens a 4-point lead. Now we go back to the point that the Steelers are out of timeouts. More chance it's on them. No! Yes, it's on them. I've got 2 big touchdowns in the quarter, 3 on the game. And Flowers, we mentioned the disappointment that he's in, one with injury, one with a key turnover in the postseason, trying to get his way to the playoffs. Luke last kick went out of bounds. This one won't threaten that. He'll get the ball 35-yard line.
What did Mike Tomlin tell us? This is why you go get Aaron Rodgers for these kind of moments right here.
Aaron told us on Friday, the league is so beautiful and frustrating. 1 or 2 plays in every game make a difference. He has offered so many last-minute comebacks. Well, he has the pen one more, perhaps one last time, with a chance to write another chapter in one of the greatest NFL careers and get the Steelers to the playoffs. If he doesn't, the Ravens.
And cornerback Nate Wiggins, number 2, back on the field again than they were on that last drive.
From the 35, Rodgers inside. Smith, gain 17. They take this to the 2-minute warning. No rush from Rodgers, so Pittsburgh will just let it spin down to the 2-minute warning. Baltimore 24, Pittsburgh 20 at the 2-minute warning. We're back in 30 seconds after this from AWS. It's down to its final 2 minutes. And just like the who knows what's going to happen. It's so unpredictable in so many ways. And they've been in the middle of so much drama. And now it's on the field some 49 yards away from the end zone to decide what's going to happen. Timeout not really much of a factor here now, Chris, in 2 minutes and the ball across the field.
Except on the Ravens side. as we go down this drive here, remember, even if the Steelers were to score a touchdown here, be just a field goal away. So they're going to want to try to preserve time if they.
Rodgers has it. Steelers and the Ravens 49. The four-man rush. Myers. Complete. Clock keeps running with Adam Thielen. His forward progress is going to be up around the 41-yard line. So it's going to set up a couple of yards on down, 2nd and 2.
The lack of a pass rush, if the Ravens don't make the playoffs, that'll be why.
Phagwah slipping inside. Good tackle. Kenneth Gainwell. Brought down by Gilman at the 26-yard. With a minute 25 left in regulation.
Beautifully done. Just when you knew the Ravens were going to have to come after them in some way, shape, or form, slip that screen pass.
Off to the Steelers. Time spins out on their season. Rodgers will see. They're throwing over the head of Gainwell and complete. Not grabbing Gainwell in the area, over his head, and hitting here in the fourth.
Which is, remember when watching the tape when he was facing Cleveland and Myles Garrett, every single snap was in on Aaron Rodgers, and he did not play well. He was making mistakes. Tonight, we have not seen the Ravens, but an occasional time when there was nobody open, when they got pressure on him, and a confident Aaron Rodgers is one that's not getting hurt.
They don't have that guy. The player with the most sacks has 4 on the season. 30 points. The 26. A little bit of a difference. Throws high, incomplete. Thielen looking for a flag. He doesn't get it. And it's 3rd down and 10 with 60 seconds left.
These two teams play, they're just bodies flying everywhere. I didn't see the interference. We'll take a look.
Steelers need to get the ball to the 16. Calvin Austin is the low receiver to the left. 3 to that, including the tight end fire move. Rodgers protected. Touchdown!
For the Baltimore Ravens, a season may come down to a slip.
Calvin Austin's 3rd touchdown, back off the hamstring injury. Oswell. Twisting, no good. He missed the extra point. He had not missed one all year. It's the 2nd missed extra point in the last 4 years. And an unbelievable time to do that.
There's the slip. When it come on, a little hesitation and go route. And Chidobe Awuzie had a nice game out here. He slips. Else can be responsible. And a horrible thing when it happens to you. We were waiting for somebody to make a play, and there it was.
The extra point. He looks fine. That is the path that his ball is taking. It's misses against Cleveland as well. That's just a crushing miss. He only missed 15 in his career. He had made 85 or 89 in the postseason. December 16, 2023. All things at all times. So now a field goal for Baltimore would win the division. Lamar Jackson already thrown a couple of touchdowns in this 4th quarter where we've had 4 lead changes. Can he get it down there close enough for the rookie Tyler Luke? Moments in this Ravens-Steelers series.
3 timeouts. Time really should not be a factor here.
Mitchell, Lashante Webster awaits. It's going to be
this to the top. The numbers got a good return going. There goes Mitchell, right around midfield. They're only a first down or so away from field goal range with those 3 timeouts. Keith Mitchell.
This game is great.
And credit the special teams, Chris Horton, the special teams coordinator, who played special teams for the Steelers special teams coordinator, Danny Smith in Washington. There's Horton, and his unit has just come up with a massive play at their own 47-yard line.
They stay down. Look, they are more afraid of Derrick Henry than Lamar Jackson right now.
Jackson throwing sideline, and it is complete out of bounds at the 45-yard line to Devontae Walker. 1 point on the move. We are so used to seeing kickers make 60-yarders, all those long field goals, as long as 52. From 55 or more. So they've got to get it a little bit closer. That's Danny Smith, the Steelers special teams coordinator.
The respect of Derrick Henry is getting these receivers open, Mike.
With those 3 timeouts. Jackson going to throw out quick flat down. Mark Andrews. Grab. Check the flat. There's a formation issue on Baltimore.
Offense, number 79 is right on the right shoulder. 5-yard penalty.
That is Ronnie Stanley.
And one of the problems that Ronnie Stanley has had is with Highsmith out here. He tried, and they got him.
It's a good call. You're coming line to the center, and he was back behind it. It's a close one that other times maybe let go. Signed in here, 2nd and 7 from midfield.
James needs a sack.
Jackson, keeping the play alive. That's Bentley, lofting over the head of the Andre Hopkins. Hold all night, but he was standing there with room to run.
Oh my goodness, and Hopkins thought that he wanted him to stand there, and Lamar saying, go down the field, you might have scored with this thing. Watch the scramble out, he's just going to drop it right over the top. Total miscommunication.
31 seconds left. Play clock running down. Steelers adjust the defense and brings some pressure. Jackson, Chase, keeps it alive. Perfect tries to get him. Jackson flings it out of play. Avoids the sack. Out of the tackle box, past the line of scrimmage. That was all right. But now it's 4th and 7. And the season comes down to 1 play.
And they went back to the blitz that they used early in the game. They brought Nate Irving back inside, rushed it right up the middle, and just like he did in the first half, got rushed it. Wouldn't be surprised to see him come back. There's the one thing you cannot do as a Lamar Jackson to hold this ball.
Good time to take a timeout. Get organized when it's 1 play for the season with 21 seconds left.
It's amazing that penalty on Ronnie Stanley was absolutely huge.
Just been an incredible season. A great moment. Unpredictable plays. And now maybe the best rivalry the NFL has at the moment comes down to 1 play to keep alive to the division title.
So many times you look to the veterans here, and Martin Andrews has been a guy over the years that you can really count on in these two situations. Of course, had the awful moment in the playoffs last year, but I'm sure he would love a little redemption right now.
Here's Steelers bring that pressure. It's 4th and 7. Season on the line. Jackson lofting it up, and it is. Oh, held on to by Isaiah Likely at the 22-yard line. He's been in the middle of so many big moments, and he comes
seconds left in field goal position. Wow!
Absolute insanity. First of all, they block Andrews over here, but they have to commit coverage, so there's nobody left in behind. So if they can protect it long enough, that meant that Likely could get across the field, and Ramsey mistimed the jump. And my goodness gracious, Lamar Jackson, there have been questions this past week about his own toughness. Does he really want to be here? Could he have played last week? We've heard it all, right? And Lamar Jackson has delivered time after time, and Aaron Rodgers cannot believe that what he's done in this fourth quarter may not be enough.
Think about Likely, Thanksgiving night, touchdown he almost had against Cincinnati, fumble out of the back of the end zone. First game against Pittsburgh, week 14, controversy in the end zone with the catch. Now that big one, 14 seconds left. Baltimore's one timeout. Trying to line it up in the middle of the field for Luke. Jackson takes a knee. Harbaugh goes over to the official. Will tell him what he wants the timeout. For Tyler Luke's opportunity. They'll bring it all the way down to the end. The missed extra point by Chris Boswell. He had only missed one in 4 years, and Harbaugh is telling Likely how special that play was to set up this moment for the rookie out of Arizona. The Ravens, of course, had Justin Tucker for so long. The most accurate kicker in the history of the league. You probably can't believe what he has just witnessed. It might be the end for him. But they went around the country and spoke to a lot of the kickers who were coming out. And they decided Tyler Luke was made of the right stuff for moments like this. He now has a chance to win the division for the Ravens. The final play of the regular season for the final spot in the playoffs. Tyler Luke from 44. Good. Season-ending heartbreak for the Ravens. Yeah. And for the first time since 2020, the Pittsburgh Steelers rule the North in the AFC.
There is no way, Mike. Just the pressure of a game-winning free throw, or a game-winning kick, or a game-winning punt, and the rookie come that time.
Ravens still in disbelief. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers will host Houston in a wild card game next Monday night. The touchdown cements down. Calvin on the end zone puts the Steelers on top 26-24. And then for the second time in 4 years, one of the best kickers in the league, Chris Boswell misses to the right. But then the Ravens come back down the field, and Isaiah Likely, who's had so many close calls that didn't go his way, on a fourth down play, goes up to get them in field goal range, and the rookie Tyler Luke for 44 yards. And just like the Boswell extra point, the kick goes right. And the 106th National Football League season takes all the emotion up and down, including the devastation for the rookie of what might have been
And for Derrick Henry, he missed it. It will not be. And for John Harbaugh and the Ravens, a crushing defeat just like started this regular season. And for Mike Tomlin, the standard is the standard. And the champion is Pittsburgh. Lamar Jackson is ready to celebrate. Aaron Rodgers got to celebrate. The Chevrolet postgame coming up after this.
The whole park now runs on Xfinity. Actually, the network will heal itself in case anything pops up. Or could possibly pop up. Goodbye.
A whole new species of Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years.
First down. And you look at a guy like Devin Lauderdale, he's fast enough where he makes one move and if Jordan Thomas misses, he's up the sideline for a touchdown. You can take the tape. Final seconds in this third quarter. Pressure from his backside. Close one up there. Gary Ward can't run under it. And that's how this quarter comes to a close. What in the wide world of offense does the fourth quarter have in store for us? Start our fourth quarter with our Nissan Heisman Watch. I just kind of feel like Lamar Jackson's running away with it. Another big game today. 4 touchdowns, 40 yards, total offense on that beat down in NC State. He's got a shot. Fourth quarter with his second attempt for Texas Tech. Oklahoma shows pressure, breaks it, swing it out to QT. Tackled by Thomas in space. 9 tackles for him. Third down and 6. The outside. Mahomes is pressure. Finds a seam to take first down. You just can't win. He finds a seam and runs to pick up the first down. He gets the ball in his hand quick. And all of a sudden, when his speedy wide receivers, they will be one of your defensive backs for a big play on first down. That's he's won since that shoulder injury a few weeks ago. Just the tough the last few weeks. On this week, more practice. 80 since the injury. And he was feeling as good as at any point since the injury. They pull it, and Sanders got a first down. No matter what either one of these teams does, they're moving. And this is the perfect description of the passer. He's not a thrower. He uses touch and the ability to drop the football away behind the defensive coverage. I can't tell you how hard that is to do. There's the justice. Given the game as a decoy swinging out. He stays in there, number 4. Same position. And has to do a lot. They've got a tough ass for playing space, trying to bring down wide receivers. Zips one incomplete. He's now thrown 73 passes in the year.
Is our foundation. With a wide mark of 86 week perspective, 5 great teams, and the team keeping the great on
record, which was set against Oklahoma back in 2007. On third and 8, speed out, Holmes trying to get outside with a great pass. Holmes at 6. He runs the speed option, look, is going outside. And Holmes, with the really what he did well was he stretched the defense to force the Oklahoma defender to then take the run back, which allowed the seam and really the 3-1 to end zone. 5-91. Generations of families achieve long-term financial security for over 145 years. Still 12:57 in this match. 51-45, Oklahoma is the best on that defense of Holmes. He jumped it up. Injury in previous years. He is put his feet on his back tonight. 6. Cell phones out again. And Baker Mayfield's gotten overshadowed because of what Patrick Holmes has done. Mayfield, he's 21 of 29. 6 touchdowns to match a single-game record, and he's not turned it over. It's been incredible, and he's really playing the type of style that Lincoln Riley wants him to do. He's been so explosive in the backfield. Performance last week. They're looking for guys to step up leaders. Blue Chickens has been just that. Tackles were lost too as well. This time he's got a first down, but a flag comes in late. There's a flag flying in from the back judge. And it's going to be a hold on. This season. Here's Dixon. Slips its way through. Martyrs look out Jack against 3. We're talking about redefining success. How many times has David Gibb said to us, I just want my team to have a shot. That team knows.
Looks like the ball is going to pull up. Can they do enough to keep their team in the press pass? Both teams play too. Focus are just getting lined up. And now Cloud's like, I just want to make the right decision. Every play we have a chance. Oklahoma's moved over 700 yards of offense. And down 7. Beating Westbrook, stop and stop. First down, inside the 35. Changes the playoffs down. It's a big mix. Short side. And I find it from the secondary as Westbrook has another reception. It's not tackled by Nelson. Pushed off to get that separation. It's a good job by Big Nathan working through his progression. Yeah, playing. Texas Tech decline. Stand the left side of the field. First down. That's 4 game stretch for Oklahoma history. 8 games by scrimmage. Texas Tech doing a better job against the Oklahoma run lately. Second down.